What is happening? What is going on? What is the deal with my Raider family, man? You are back for another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today we are giving the rundown on the Raiders' victory yesterday, man. 20-13 over the New England Patriots. Got the first dub of the year. That's all that matters, man. So we're going to be go ahead and give y'all the rundown on what went down yesterday on Sunday's game, man. Offense, defense, good, bad, ugly. Y'all know how we get down here. So let's go ahead. Let's get that funky music going and let's get the show cracking. What is going on? What is the deal with my people, man? You are back for another. It's a Victory Monday, right? And we're going to be doing this after every Sunday game, Monday game, whatever it is, man. Expect to see this beautiful face right here to give you all the rundown on what went down, man. And hopefully we can just be happy like we are today, right? Because yesterday the Raiders came out with the dub, 2013, man, against the New England Patriots. Very ugly game, if I might add. It was raining. You could tell it was some first game jitters. You could tell it was some things to get over as far as, just getting our feet under us, getting the football season back. But I'm very happy with what I saw as far as the coaching staff, our quarterback, right? There's a lot of things that we got to talk about that was very, very positive yesterday. Now, there are some negatives, of course, right? Especially if we're talking about making the playoffs, doing all these things that a lot of people are saying. There's some things that we got to clean up for sure, because some things that we did yesterday is not going to fly against certain playoff teams. It's just not, right? But we can acknowledge that it's week one and say that, hey, we did our thing, right? So before we get into that, let's go ahead. Let me give a shout out to the family that's up in here, man, because I know y'all just as excited as I am. So without further ado, you know we're going to hit the first segment, which is yes, sir. Got to hit it with a roll call. And look, I'm so goddamn excited about the win. I forgot the regularly scheduled programming, right? So before we start that, make sure you guys are tapping in with the like button, the subscribe button. If it's your first time here, if you're feeling what you're hearing, make sure you're hitting that sub button, man. We close to the 3K. And the way Geno played yesterday, you're going to want to go ahead and tap in with the Geno Smith giveaway, right? If Geno continues to play like he did yesterday, go ahead, tap in with the subscribe button, get you free QB1 jersey, bro. You're going to want to rock that if he continues to do what he's doing, right? So make sure you guys are doing that. Hit all them buttons, man. Appreciate everybody. But, right, let's give a shout out to all my family in the chat, as we always do, man. Last in the building, what it do? What's going on with you? Appreciate you for being here, man, after a win. Bueno. Raiders. Fact, man. What's going on with you, big dog? Appreciate you for being here. Mario, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you. Michael in the building. Only one nation. That is a fact. That is a fact. MGs, what up, man? What's going on with you, bro? Sun Goddess. Appreciate you for being here, sister. Thank you. Thank you. Huge win on the road. Nick is in the building, man. Huge win on the road. Running game has to improve. Oh, we're going to talk about that 100%. You know I'm going to come out here and talk my shit about that. Because I did not like what I saw at all. But first part, I'm with you. Huge win on the road, man. We had to get this one. Not gonna lie to y'all, we had to get this one because if we didn't get this, the outlook on the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'd have been sitting like, God damn it, you know what I mean? Like it's about to get ugly. So we had to get this one for sure. MGs, the defense played pretty good yesterday. Still needs to improve in some areas. Oh, you know we're gonna break it down. You know we're gonna talk about that. Kevin in the building, man. Victory Monday, yes. Always beautiful to come here on the rundown after a victory, right? Because I did not want to come on here all mad and angry in the morning, right? So gladly we are good, man, and we had a victory to talk about. But we're gonna get into the weeds of it for sure. Because there are certain things that I think we did very well yesterday. Raider Pete, Geno calmed his critics down. Max did not. Ooh, we're gonna talk about that. That's a very interesting comment. Dre in the building, man. What's going on, Dre? Salute to you, man. Last but not least, man, Vinny. Salute, Raider Nation fam. Great game. We got us a coach. QB finally made halftime adjustments. Oh, man. What you just said right there is gospel. It is gospel. So let's go ahead. Let's get to it, bro. Let's get to it. So we already know we pulled out the dub yesterday, right? It was shaky in the first half. I'm not going to lie to y'all, man. And this is partly the reason why I don't personally do, like, in-game reactions or like watch parties, because bro, my emotions be all over the place. That first half, dog, I was pissed. Y'all wouldn't want to hear no rundown content from me off of that first half, bro, because I was like, here we go, you know what I mean? Same old shit. We not looking good at all, right? But they came out, they made their adjustments, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later because I think that is the main crux and reason why this team can be better this year than previous years. Adjustments was very, very relevant in that game yesterday. Like, you saw it, right? Like, you felt it. So we're going to talk about that and why that can be the reasoning on why this team can be different. But let's talk about some of these stats, man. Let's get into it. Let's get the rundown on some of the stats, what we did. Now, look at this right here. Look at this beauty, right? When's the last time we saw a quarterback with this stat line? Jesus Christ, man. That's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. 24 for 34, right? Only 10 misses in 34 attempts and still had 362 yards. For example, right? Let's look at Drake May's numbers, right? For example, he threw 46 passes, only had 287, right? You look around the league, Jared Goff threw damn near 30-something passes, didn't even have 250. Right? Like, you see this, that means he going downfield, right? That means we're taking the shots downfield, which is what we as a fan base have been clamoring for I don't know how long, right? Now, the interception, I'm going to be real with you. The interception for Geno yesterday, I'm not mad at. I wasn't mad at when he first did it either. Like, when it initially happened, I was like, all right, it is what it is. At the point it was in the game, right? It was what? First quarter, second quarter still, I believe. I think it was still the first quarter, if I'm not going to lie. First quarter, second drive, if I'm not mistaken. he threw that interception. And the reason I wasn't completely mad at it is because, one, right, I like the aggressiveness. It's early in the game, right? It's not like it's late in the game and it's a crucial spot. It's early in the game. And number two, I put that interception more on Chip Kelly than I do on Geno. Now, Chip was nice yesterday. He did his thing. He called his plays. He dialed it up. But there was, in the beginning, Chip was doing a little too much of that play action stuff for me, right? I think he was trying to get a little too cute to start it off, to start the game off, right? I mean, all of us kind of knew, like, yeah, we want to run the ball. We want to do this. We want to get physical. And I think they got a little too cute to start it off to say, oh, we're going to play action here. We're going to keep them on their toes because they're expecting us to run the ball. And I felt like we did it a little bit too much, right, going into it. And that is kind of the part reason why I think the interception happened. The Patriots are ready for the play action pass that we had on that particular play. And, you know, we forced it to Brock Bowers. Boom. 3 triple coverage. There it was. So really, like, the interception, I'm not going to trip off of because other than that, he played a flawless game. Flawless, right? So there's nothing from Geno that you will hear from me negative. Not one word. I won't say anything. Now, right? This is where, you know, we're looking at this and we're going to talk about the good and all the extra. But now this is where it gets nasty here, right? We're looking at this running back stat line, okay? And we'll talk about this when we deep dive into the bad. But this running back stat line, it's ugly, to say the fucking least. It is ugly, to say the least. And I did not want to come out here with this stat line. The average is what's getting me, bro. 2.2 yards per carry is what we get, right? 2 yards per carry is what we get from Ashton Jeanty. Oh, you bet your ass. I'm going to come out here and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. I guarantee you we are going to talk about that because that right there, I don't care how you slice it to me, dog. I don't want to see that. Not for my 6th overall draft pick. Sorry. So no, I don't like that at all, right? That was ugly, and we will talk about that. But receiving, Brock, right? Brock does what he does. I mean, there's nothing else to really say about 89, bro. 89 gonna do what he do. That's like shit. You know, you on the basketball floor, you see Kobe Bryant, you know he gonna give you 30, right? That's just what it is. You see Kevin Durant on the basketball floor, he gonna give you 30, easy. Same shit with Brock Bowers. You see him on the football field, 100 yards, easy, right? It's just what it is with certain players. And guess what? Brock had 103 yards in 3 quarters of play, right? Because he did not play that 4th quarter at all. So this stat line that Brock had is in 3 quarters of play. Yes, sir. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Next on the list with 97 yards, Jacoby Myers. And let's talk about this. I'm going to take this off the screen so y'all can see me full screen. I'm going to say this right now. Spy Tech, Pete, Mark Davis, pay Jacoby his goddamn money. Stop the bullshit that we're doing. I don't want to hear he has to prove this. He has to prove that. Yesterday's game in all action should have showed you everything you needed to see. The man has no contract. He has no money. And he's still taking catches and hits over the middle of the field. As a receiver, right? Everybody that don't understand this, we have to understand this now. As a receiver, bro, the dogs go over the middle of the field. You know what I'm saying? Not every receiver's doing that. Not everybody's going, why? Because you're getting hit, right? You got to be real physical. You got to have a different mentality to go down there in the middle of the field to do that. And yesterday we saw religiously with Jacoby Myers. Stop playing with this man. Get Jacoby his bread. I don't care what it is. Extension, raise, whatever it must be. But get Jacoby that money. Because what I saw yesterday, bro, is what you want on your football team. Is it not? You want a motherfucker that's, even though we're going through that contract dispute, I'm putting my body on the line, bro. He took a hit yesterday. I thought they knocked his ass out. No cap. And I'm not even trying to be funny, bro. Like, he took a hit yesterday and they hit his helmet, and I believe we got an unnecessary roughness flag on that. But they hit him. I thought they damn near knocked his ass out. And I was going to be super pissed if they did. Not at him, at Spy taking them. You sending this man out there in war with no money, no security. He a good soldier with it. So let's stop playing these games, bro. Let's stop playing these games with players that are actually putting their bodies on the line for the shield. Stop fucking around with these players, bro. And that's what's going to get on my nerves if we continue to play this song and dance with Jacoby Myers. Yesterday should have showed you everything you needed to see as far as, do we need him as a player? What can we gain from him as a player? That's all we need. Because again, if I'm Spy Tech, take away that. If you're so confident, take away the 8 receptions for 97 yards. And let's see what we do now. Right? Let's see how we operate now. So again, pay that man his money. Stop playing with Jacoby Myers. Pay Jacoby. Trey Tucker, I would like for him to get more involved, but the ball only spreads so far, right? So it's like I can't really get mad. Geno had 362. So the ball only is going to spread so many places. I mean, you're looking, Brock had 103, Jacoby had 97 yards. So it's like, how much are you going to expect Trey Tucker to really gain off of that? Now, if this motherfucker had 100 yards with them two having their yardage, well, we probably having a crazy day, right? But with Trey, I didn't expect much. I'm just glad to see him get his hands on the ball, touchdown, right? That was a nice little touchdown. He killed that corner. He killed that corner on that touchdown route. So Trey Tucker, happy to see that. Happy to see that. Dante Thornton, beautiful way to end the game. And I mean, look, how we used Dante Thornton yesterday is kind of how he's supposed to be used. Right? That's how he's supposed to be used, bro. I mean, he doesn't need to do everything right now, but if they're going to sit there and play 15, 20 yards back with their corners, yeah, put Thornton in, run a little curl route, run a little out route, get some cheap yardage, right? But when it's game time and when we need that deep throw, he's got to be the guy, right? And yesterday, that shit was beautiful. To end the game, bro, that was beautiful because I thought the throw was short. To end the game, I said, oh, man, we just threw it deep for no reason. And he came up with that catch, man. So, hey, that's how you build confidence. And not only with the quarterback, fan base, everybody. That's how you build confidence. You keep making them plays. So, I like what I saw from Thornton. Michael Mayer. That's, hey, bro. It was beautiful to see because Brock went out. And I know a lot of us, me included, we were sweating. I was sweating bullets. I was like, shit. You know what I mean? Our number one target's gone. What are we going to do? Hey, your boy Mayer stepped in beautifully, did he not? I think Mayer stepped in. Now, of course, he's not Brock Bowers. We're not going to sit here and be like, oh, he's Brock. He's all that. No, he's not. But in replacing that, I feel like he did his thing, bro. I feel like Michael Mayer did his thing yesterday, bro. I love what I saw because he stepped in and we didn't miss no beats, right? We didn't miss a beat. He got in. Kept the chains moving as he does, right? Again, he's not Brock Bowers, so I'm not expecting a catch and he's going to run for 30 yards after the catch because that's not him. But what Mayer is going to do is be physical, possess, catch things, move the chains. And that's what he did yesterday, bro. Had great hands yesterday. Great physicality in the blocking game. Love what I saw from Mayer, bro. He did his thing, man. And like Mario saying, clutch catch. That's what we need, bro. Again, we've been hyping up this tight end room for I don't know how long, right? In the preseason, the offseason. They showed their ass first game. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Jack Besh. I'm going to be real with y'all, bro. And y'all can, of course, disagree. And y'all let me know if y'all feel different. But I don't know, man. I think he needs to play more, dog. I think Jack Besh needs to play more. Now, again, the ball spreads in different ways, and you don't know really how's it going to go in the game. But, like, realistically, right, in 2.5 quarters of play, Dante Thornton really couldn't get anything going against Carlton Davis. It was tough until we got that last little play, and he gave him a double move and things of that nature. I think when we're trying to drive down the field and all that right now, I want to see more Besh, man. I want to see more. First of all, he's a second-round pick. So goddamn right, I want to see him out there more, right? But with Besh, I just think he needs to play more. Every time I see him, and maybe he's one catch or anything, but he looks impressive, right? He looks impressive. But so I like to see that. Now, we're gonna talk about something in a minute after this, because I want to go ahead and get your comments. I want to get through the comments. But you look after Jack Besh, right? This is where I might even lose some audience right now, or we're going to get into some disagreements right now. I don't like what I saw from Ashton Jeanty at all. At all. Now, all of it is not his fault. It's not his fault. I put some of it on the coaching staff by how he was used, right? What positions they put him in. So I put some of that on Chip Kelly and Pete too. Some of it, most of it goes on the line too, because the line was ass yesterday, right? But for all the hype, for all the talk, you mean to tell me you only give me 40 yards total yardage? That's it. Understand, bro. He only gave us 40 yards yesterday from our 6th overall pick. 40 yards. That's all we get. Okay, you tell me we don't have running room, right? You tell me we don't have any running room, 2 yards per carry, 19, whatever. Okay, O-line's ass, right? But what else did everybody tell us in the draft process? Well, shit, if we're not running the ball, guess what we can do? He's like a receiver out the backfield. Is this receiving numbers to y'all? What is this? 2 yards? Now, look, again, it can be unfair. Now, it is one game. But at the end of the day, bro, still, no, no, we're not going to do that, Desert. We're not going to do that. You want to know why I'm not going to do that, Desert? And now talk about body of work in 3 years? Because everything that transpired with Genty yesterday was talked about in April. That's why I cannot do that, Desert. I personally cannot do that. Everything that transpired with his game yesterday, we talked about on this podcast for sure in April. The offensive line is not right to pick a running back 6th overall. It's not. They need to gel. They need to be better. And we're going to talk about JPJ ass because his ass yesterday was not good. But, right, they need to be better. We need continuity in there. That's all we said in April. And lo and behold, the first goddamn game, that's exactly what it looked like. We don't have a run. We don't have an O-line to complement this man. We don't. So what do we have to do? We have to wait until the O-line gels and shit. How long will that take? Right? So you mean to tell me we ain't going to see what we supposed to see from Genty until like maybe week 4 or 5? You know what I'm saying? Because the O-line is not going to do their jobs and gel the way they're supposed to unless it's continuity to just continue to play. That's my problem with it. That's my issue, dog. Again, and I can be fine with that. And it's not going at you, Desert. I'm not going at you. But I'm just saying, like, we picked this man 6 overall, right? Ain't no time to start slow. Fuck that. You told us, and I guess we're going to go ahead and do this. But Spy Tech basically told us we don't need the offensive line built all the way. We don't. We take Genty, he's going to account and work around that. That's what when you take a running back 6 overall before you have an O-line built, that's what you're saying. The running back is so good that he can overcome some of the O-line lapses. That's basically what it is. I don't see this, and we're going to talk about, let's talk about this now. Let's talk about this now. The good, the bad. We'll start with the bad from the offense, right? Because we're already in it, and I don't want to change topics. But the offensive bad, right? And I really want to say ugly, but we'll just say bad for right now. For the offense, that running game is ass cheeks. It's ass, right? I don't think there's no way around it, y'all. That running game is bad. It's bad. I mean, shit. When you tell me 2 yards per carry, 2 yards per carry, dog, and that's all we get. And see, there was a small difference from last year's running game to what I saw yesterday. Small, very small. Now, Genty made the small difference. He did, right? In the short yardage and all that. He made the small difference. But this is the thing. You don't draft him to just say we made small incremental improvement. It's not what you do. You draft him because you think he's going to change the running game. And keep in mind, y'all, what I'm saying right now, it's not really on Genty. For my opinion, it's not really getting on Genty and his talent. It's not really all that. It's more along the lines of saying I'm pissed right now because as a team, we talked about this and we knew where our team was, right? It's not about him. It's never been about him. If you go back and look at any of my content regarding Genty, it has never been about his talent. Now, certain things I can nitpick and say, like, he's got to do this better for sure. But it's always been about Do we have the squad around him to complement what we need to get? And as of right now, it's no. It's no. It's a no. We do not have the 5 O linemen in the front to be able to see what we need to see from this 6 overall draft pick as of right now, right? As of right now, I do not see that. And this is it, right? I know a lot of us as Raider fans, we get a draft pick, a high draft pick, and we just want mediocrity because we're so used to ass, right? We're so used to trash in our years that it's like, okay, if they just do okay, we'll be all right. We got to change that. Change that. Hell no. This is a top 10 pick. More. We need more, right, than this. If you're going to give me 38 yards rushing, fine. So be it. It might not be the O-line's day, but there's nothing you can tell me to excuse 2 yards receiving. Nothing. I can't hear it. Again, if you want to tell me you had 38 yards rushing and the O-line had a rough day, fine. So be it, right? I can live with that for the first game. I can live with that. But what I will not live with is 2 yards receiving. I cannot live with that because everybody told us in the draft process he's an all-around running back. That's what I was told. And I damn near got called an idiot by most people because I said, okay, well, if that's the case, we got to see that, right? What dual threat is this shit saying? What is this showing you? And I apologize maybe because some of y'all don't like the cussing that be on here, but we got to keep it 100% real, right? Like, you drafted 6 overall because you're a difference maker, not only on the ground, through the air as well. If you're drafted top 10 overall as a running back, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And X, Y, and Z is run the ball, catch the ball, block for the quarterback. That's X, Y, and Z. He did 2 out of the 3 yesterday. One of them, he didn't do all that well as far as running the ball. And then yesterday, he blocked well. I will say that, right? He blocked very well yesterday. So I won't even come out here and say that. And we'll talk about the O-line, but he blocked his ass off. So that's a positive there. Love that. But oh, no. Hell no. Whether it's Pete, whether it's Chip, this man got to get more involved in the passing game. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. I should not come out here anymore, right, and just say we had 40 yards overall total in the game. Inexcusable. Inexcusable, dog. Inexcusable. I get that. Right? They did sold out. They did sell out to stop Genty. They did 100%. But see, that's what I'm saying. You got to get what I'm saying, bro. If you're drafting the running back, then 38 yards, fine. But this right here is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. I don't care what it is. Throw the man a goddamn screen. Throw him an out. Where are the screens? Throw him something. Right? Because as of right now, bro, he's not getting the yardage through the ground. So we got to get him more comfortable and get the ball in his hands some other way. And yesterday they did not do that. So again, I'm not sitting here saying it's all on Genty or anything like that. I don't want to say that because it's not. It's on the O-line. Chip and Pete too, because Chip and Pete didn't put him in positions to get him the football in easier ways. Right? So it's on them as well. But at the same time, there is culpability in what I saw yesterday. There's culpability, right? Tiptoeing a little bit. After that first couple drives from Gent, he was tiptoeing a little bit until we got up in that red zone and got in there. Now that touchdown run, I will give big credit on that touchdown run now because I thought he was down when he initially got stopped. But that contact balance, man, and that center of gravity helped him a lot, and he got in there. So big shout out to that right there. But he got to be better. No ifs, ands, or buts. Why the fuck why everybody else first round pick get to perform? Everybody else, 28 other teams around the league, they get a first round pick, they perform, and everybody's cool. But ours don't. And we get to sit there, oh, well, next game. I'm tired of that. Hell no. I am tired of that. It's time to switch the mindset. I've continuously said that. if we're drafting somebody, we should expect greatness. That is what it is. I definitely don't. No, I definitely don't. I ain't gonna lie. My running back that I liked, his ass not even in the league right now. So he fucked up. I don't know because he didn't even get to play. I liked Judkins. That was my thing. But now you talking about turf. You talking about turf. And I personally didn't even like what Omarion Hampton didn't show shit the other day either. I came out here and said that too. He didn't show nothing. But I'm just talking strictly from a Raider standpoint, bro. Like from a Raider standpoint, we cannot do this with our first round pick, right? Because guess what I'm smelling, y'all? Y'all gonna be bad. This shit smell like Josh Jacobs 2.0, don't it? I'm just saying, bro. It smells like Josh Jacobs 2.0. And the reason I say that is all throughout Josh's tenure, when he was good, the O-line wasn't, right? The O-line wasn't consistent. I don't know, man. I don't want this shit to turn into that, where it's like we got this talented running back, but we cannot take advantage of him because of the O-line and all these other factors and shit that's over here, bro. Like that's my thing, right? So let's hope not. Let's hope not. I need more. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. But let me go through y'all. Let's go through the comments, man. I want to see what y'all talking about, bro. I want to see what y'all talking about because look, again, it's not all his fault. We said it. Not all his fault. But still. BZ, what's going on, bro? 1-0. Yes, sir. Next week is gonna be tough. I can't wait for it though. It's a good test. Very good test to see where we at next week. AJ, salute to you, big dog. Appreciate you. Michael, Best definitely needs to be on the field. He's like a third down back, but a wide receiver, someone who can get the first with physicality. Yeah, I think he needs to play more, bro. Every time I see Best, I'm like, damn, why is he not getting more tick? I don't understand. The line for sure. Too early for Genty Jury. Can't say that. It's game one. I don't know. That's just me, right? That's just me. I again, when you talk the way you talk about him, yeah, I want to see it immediately. I want to see that. Patriots kept blitzing. That they did. We don't really hear much about Besh, which there's some things I believe that is in play here, but I gotta wait to confirm what I've heard about that first, and then I'll come out here and say something. Rundown, you at least must be pleased with Genty. Oh yeah, 100%. I love that. That goal line. I think we just talked about it, but that goal line TD, I thought he was done. I thought he was stopped. But that was an excellent run right there, bro. O-line needs to block better, but he needs to have better vision and run through motherfuckers. And that's kind of where I was, because I thought personally he started tiptoeing a little bit in the middle portions of the game. He wasn't running with that authority, right? That we needed him to run with. He started to get it towards the end of the game. Towards the end of the game, the authority came back. But for a minute there, he was starting to tiptoe a little. And I'm like, all right, dog, we got to get in there. But the first part of your sentence is 100% true. We're going to talk about that right now because they're part of the bad. Genty hasn't adapted to the NFL speed yet, and you can see it. Speed, hey. I think maybe there's a couple times where they zoomed in. I might be tripping. There's a couple times they zoomed in where he was like, shit. You know what I mean? Like, and you can kind of tell he's getting a little frustrated. Because he might have been used to hitting certain corners, right? And being like, shit, I'm going. You're not going to do that here. In the NFL, even like practice squad motherfuckers is coming down with bad intentions. So, we'll wait till this week. But this week, we going to see. Because the Chargers defensive line ain't nothing to be playing around with either. So, we'll understand where we are this week. 100%. Now, that one, bro, that I would have loved to see what Genty would have did if he did not slip on that one run. Because that, I was like, okay, we're about to get busy now, right? We're about to get busy now. 1-on-1 with the safety, made a nice little cut. The field, man, the field fucked him up. I know it was slippery out there. So hopefully, we get back home. It's dry. We back in the crib. We'll be able to make them sharper cuts. I would have loved to see what he would have did if he would have stayed on his feet on that one, though. That would have been a nice little run. O-line didn't do him any favors. Hell no. No, they did not. And we can acknowledge that too. They did not. Fuck no. When the O-line blocked, Genty would get 5 yards. Yes. See, and that's the thing. In order to see his superpower, he needs to get to the second level, right? Genty needs to get to the second level because I see him, he's always going to break off a tackle, off a safety, off a DB. He's going to do that, right? Linebackers too, even to a degree. He's going to do that. But the only way he does that is if we can get him to that second level. When the O-line did, it was a nice little run. But that was too far and few between. Too far and few between. One game on the road is enough for Genty. He'll be all right. We'll see. And again, it's not about his talent. We got to ask, is the O-line going to gel enough for us to see? That's the question. JPJ at guard is going to be a struggle. Ooh, it was bad. Let's see what Genty does in the next game. I will judge him until I see him get more comfortable with the speed in the NFL. I do believe he will figure it out how to play at a high level over time. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that if that's how you feel. Bird says, I agree to a certain point. O-line has been bad for years. We never addressed it, and it's showing. But it's like we replaced Josh Jacobs just to bring in another running back to go through the same shit, because that's what we was doing with Josh Jacobs, right? Like we was doing that with Josh. Yeah, the running back's good. The O-line's okay. It's not as good as it needs to be. We saying the same shit now. It's like, okay, I just hope we're not saying this at the end of the season. Because if we're having this conversation, and this is going to be beautiful, right? Because we're having this conversation at the game one, beginning of the year. If we come out here week 17 and we're having these same conversations, it's going to be, we're going to have some tough talks on this pod. It's going to be some very tough talks on here if we're having this same talk week 17. That's all. That is all. Let's see. He'll get better. Pete's son needs to get his shit right and coach up the O-line. Yeah, 100%. Now, I don't know about that, G's. Let's really think about this, though. I don't know about that. He's a rookie. We don't know, right? Nobody knows what he is. But what teams do know is that Geno just threw for 362, right? What teams do know is that Geno is going to continue to throw for that type of yardage if you allow him to. So it should, honestly, the focus is not going to be on Genty right now. I don't believe it is. I think the focus is more on Geno, the passing game, which should open it up more for Genty, for us to see and for us to be a little bit more balanced as it goes. And we'll talk about this too, bro. I don't like Zamir was cool, but I don't know. I don't think he should be the second back either. Right. Bring Mostert back in if we need some more speed. We need some more kick, some juice in there. I hope Spillane and Chase are enjoying 0-1. Facts. Big facts. Our first completely changed that game and barely touched the ball. You talking about Genty? I don't know if he changed the game. We're not going to say that. We're not going to say that. That's disingenuous. Now, barely touched the ball for sure, but change the game? Like, nah. Will Campbell ass cheeks. I'm gonna be real, bro. He was good for like 2.5, 3 quarters. And in that fourth quarter, he fell off a cliff. Let's talk about some of this bad right here with the offense still. More bad. That offensive line, dog. That offensive line is ass right now as far as run blocking. Pass blocking, they were okay, right? Pass blocking, they did their job. Only person I'm continuing to worry about, I said this in the preseason, DJ Glaze needs to continue to get his shit together as far as pass blocking. He is the weakest link on the O-line in pass blocking. He is. He was getting fucking destroyed by Harold Landry, and Chason came in and gave him some extra work on top. So he needs to be way better as far as his pass blocking goes. Not acceptable because we're only playing stiffer competition, better competition, and as it goes, man, he has to be better. This next week, right? If you let Harold Landry and Chason do that to you, I saw Khalil Mack week 1. He gonna do you filthy. So we got to get that correct. right? That's got to be correct. As far as the run blocking, what all of us came to see and listen, complete ass. Now, before we get into that, hold on. Well, I want to show this real quick. Show the pass blocking numbers, right? We got pass blocking numbers for you because if we're doing the rundown, we're going to do it right, right? We got to do it right. So, pass blocking numbers, pass pro. Colton Miller, 0 pressures allowed. Colton's back to form, right? Colton is back to form. He's healthy. He's good. I'm not worried about. Colton is the least person I'm worried about. That second motherfucker right there, right? Dylan Parham, once again, all this weight everybody tried to fucking spill on it. Oh, man, he's gained 10 pounds. Oh, he looks bigger. He looks meaner. All this. Just my ass, right? My ass, he looks like that. 5 pressures, hit allowed. He didn't look all that great yesterday either. I'm ready for the 66 experiment to be done in a minute. I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm ready for that experiment to be done. Now, it's only week 1. It's only week 1. But goddamn, bro, like it's year 4 for you. It's year 4. Position 3, right? You went from center, left guard, or center, right guard. Now you're fucking left guard. And you still giving up 5 pressures in 1 hit? Yeah, all right. So that with Dylan Parham, bro, the patience is thin. Patience is very thin. Meredith was actually not bad yesterday. He wasn't bad. He wasn't great, but he wasn't terrible, right? He wasn't terrible. There can be stuff worked on. Where my concern goes is both the guard spots, where I'm like, Parham playing like complete and utter garbage. JPJ did not look good. He did not look good at guard, bro. And that's going to worry me. Because if he don't look good at guard, well, shit, it was the coaching staff that took him out of his original spot to begin with. So now I'm like, we're going to sacrifice our young players' ability and potential because of the measurements that we like. Like it's like we know he's better at center. We saw that last year. And the first example and little, type of thing that we can see about JPJ at guard, it wasn't a good showing. So already I'm not confident in that shit going forward. We play even better D-lines in the next 2 weeks, right? We thought the fucking Patriots was doing shit on D-line. What you think the Chargers D-line gonna do? Lord forbid. What you think gonna happen week 3 when we play the goddamn Commanders? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's like yesterday things could fly yesterday and we can get away with certain shit because it's New England. Let's be real. New England's not all that great. But if you give up these numbers on Monday night and you give up these numbers week 3 going into Washington, we're going to get fucking embarrassed. We're going to get embarrassed. And this is just pass pro, right? This is just pass pro. We're not even talking about the run blocking yet. And this is all just pass pro. So JPJ didn't look good. Parham didn't look all that great. Glaze didn't look all that great either yesterday. So they got to sure it up, right? They got to sure it up. 2 out of the 5 old linemen played well, and that's not a recipe for success, right? So they got to sure that up 100%. Patriots were the favorites to win. Come on, Alfredo. Stop it. We have to look at this in the prism, right? We can be happy about the win, but see, I'm the type of motherfucker. If you tell me we have a goal in mind and it is playoffs, then my mind only goes to that standard, right? Like that's it. That's how I'm wired. If you're telling me we need to make the playoffs, my brain is only wired to say, well, this is what playoff football looks like. This is what a playoff team looks like, right? I've seen it. New England ain't no, you know that, Alfredo. New England ain't no goddamn playoff team at all, right? They are not a playoff team. Now, next week, against the Chargers, it's a playoff team. Say what you want, right? I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl team, but they're a playoff team for sure. We gonna see. We are going to see. Because, again, if we play like how we did, exactly, the same exact way, like how we did against New England, the Chargers going to whoop our ass. I can tell you that right now. They are going to whoop our ass because we can't play like that. We cannot. It was a good first game. It's a good first game. Get your feet wet, right? Let's see what we got as far as that. But we all understand the pass pro was okay, could get better. Really, we talking about, and then here we go with this. Look, and then there's Genty at the bottom. 1 sack allowed, 3 pressures allowed. I still thought he was okay in pass pro, though. I still thought Genty was pretty good in pass pro. I'm not gonna nitpick on that. I still thought he was pretty good. And the sack was against Harold Landry, which you're gonna be blocking a lot of DNs, but Harold Landry coming free, scot-free, that's tough. So I'm not gonna get too on in the weeds on that. But as far as the run blocking goes, bro, it's ass. I mean, there's nothing else to say about that. Nothing else to say. And there's nobody that can help us, right? There is no help coming in the horizon. These 5 guys have to get it correct. Have to. Now, it's not going to be easier on Monday night. It's not going to be easier. We thought the Patriots was tough. Chargers coming to really stifle that run, right? And then they just saw Geno with 362. They go try to make us one-dimensional. And as of right now, we can't run the ball. That's what they're looking at. They're going to try to shut that down immediately. And we can't be one-dimensional against this type of team, right? They're going to try to pin their ears back. They're going to try to blitz. They're going to try to do all these things and get creative with Geno so that he doesn't go off. We have to have some type of running game to balance that, right? We gotta get some type of running game to balance that. And look, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe my mindset is different from football than a lot of folks. But, and this is the last thing we'll say about Genty. It was raining, right? It was raining. As a running back, when I feel that drops of rain, I know it's about to be an ugly game. Oh my God. Hey, I have a fork, knife, and bib on. Why? Because I'm about to fucking eat today. It's over, right? You talking about it's a rainy game. We can't throw the ball all that well, which we did. But, if you're really looking at it, right, the generalities of a rainy game, you're saying we can't really throw that well. The ball's wet. The footing's not great. So what do you say? We got to run the ball. As a running back, bro, you should be chomping at the bit, right? And it's the simple fact of it was raining. It was a game that was tailored, perfect made for a running back to do his thing, and we didn't get that. That's just all it is. That's just all it is. Now, hopefully, if we can do that against the Chargers, I'll come out here, I'll sing a different tune. But if he don't sniff 50 yards next week either, well, this is just my question to y'all. When do we start saying, like, oh, shit, we got to start worrying? Because if he don't sniff 50 yards next week either, we don't even have 100 yards in 2 games. When do we start worrying, right? Like, when the fuck is it time to be like, something ain't smelling right, right? Like, I always get when y'all be like, we got to wait a little bit. Just wait and give it time. I do get that. But you got me majorly fucked up if you think I'm going to wait till week 16 to be like, oh, well, it is what it. Hell no. Hell no. Bro, if you tell me he don't get 50 yards next week, we don't even have 102 games. And then and it makes me even less confident that we'll be able to get 100 yards or some shit like that in week 3 against the Commanders. So now we starting off even uglier if that's the case. Let me see. I'll save the super panicking because I'm not super panicking about it. Again, I think the O-line can be better, but there has to come a point for the crowd that always says, hey, we just give it time. Just give it time. There has to be a point where you say, all right, dog, time's up, right? Time's up. Results need to happen now. So we'll see next week. Next week will give me more of the test. It will give me more of the test. That I will say. He did not fumble. I will say that. Now they're running. See, this is the thing. Our D-line is better to me than their D-line. Our O-line is better than their O-line. If I'm going to be real, I think it is. But we didn't play like that. And it's the concerning part of not being able to get any push on a team that typically last year they were not a good run defensive team at all. So we'll see what they do when we're reading these comments. But okay, so as far as the offense goes, that's most of the bad, right? It's mainly the offensive line. And where they went. We talked about most of the good, though. I mean, Geno, that passing game, right? I would love just more along the lines of saying, if we're going to pass the ball and that's what we're going to do, and we're not really running the ball at a good clip, let's get our running back involved in the pass game too. It's not just doing it. We know he can do everything, not just the run game. Let's get him involved in the pass game too, and let's see more of that overall skill set, right? So there's that. Now let's go ahead and let's get to the defense, man. We over here, we damn near an hour in. Appreciate everybody for being here, man. Nice little crowd in here today. And y'all know I'm going to be doing this after every game, whether it's a Monday, Sunday, Thursday, after every game in the morning, man. Make sure you guys tap in. Rundown is going to be giving you the rundown on what happened the day previous, man, and then we'll talk about it. But let's talk about the good on the defensive side, because there's a lot of good, bro. There's a lot of good. I mean, when you hold a team to 13 points, it's not, it's more nitpicking than anything when you're talking about the defense, right? Because we held them to 13 points. Not much to say. Not much to say. If you go to their stat line, right, Drake May throwing the ball 46 times, that's not what you want from your second-year quarterback, right? That's not what you want, especially a quarterback learning the new offense and things of that nature. 46 times is a lot of times. It's a lot of times. But we made them one-dimensional. Now, I will say this. If they were not as stubborn and just say, we got to run Travion Henderson a little bit more, they probably would have had a little bit more success because Stevenson wasn't getting it done. And you look at him, 7 for 15, 2.1 average. That's nothing. But Henderson, he was averaging that 5 yards a carry. So it was tough when he got in, but we still kind of held it down a little bit. The real crux on what everybody thought was going to be a problem, Drake May, right? Everybody was scared he's going to be running wild. But love it to see 4 carries, 11 yards. That's good yardage right there. That's good yardage to keep him contained, keep him in the pocket, not letting him kill us on the ground. Now, look at the receiving. This is where we'll start talking about the bad for sure. But, Henderson, 24 yards. Stephon Diggs, he even had 57 yards. But there are some things yesterday that we got to clean up as far as the defense. Now, we'll talk as far as the good goes. We made them one-dimensional. When there was pressure, we called the turnover, right? And we could have caused 2 turnovers. Honestly, there was a fumble that we had. I think Kuntz caused the fumble, and we didn't get it back, right? So we could have had 2 turnovers, honestly. We had the interception with Palomau, my guy, right? Always getting his hands on the football, and had that fumble that we didn't recover. So we was getting there. But the thing, this is where I'm concerned, right? Now, as far as the good, safety play was good. Run defense was excellent, right? They couldn't get anything on the ground. Made them one-dimensional. We talked about all that. Now, let's talk about some of the bad. With some of the bad, this is where I get concerned. The pressure, as far as the defense, is not consistent enough. When we're just bringing 4, when it's just 4, we're not getting home. We are not getting home. And that is concerning to me, where we need to damn near bring a blitz every time to get some pressure, right? And once we started to say we're going to blitz and we're going to get in his face, that's when the defense looked a little more successful. It looked a little more successful. But, and this is a pet peeve. I don't know if it's just PG. I don't know if it's Pete Carroll. I don't know if it's a mixture of both. But us playing that goddamn 15 yards back or 20 yards back, and we're just allowing teams to dink and dunk down the field, bro, we got to change that shit sooner in the game. It's like we wait until after halftime to be like, oh, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's press up a little bit more on these receivers. Let's do that. But the whole first half, we're allowing teams to do just 10-yard curl routes and 5-yard out routes and shit all the way down the field. I don't like that we do that, right? And I think they need to. Now, if there's a game where we are getting pressure with 4, for sure, we can do that, and we can play, with our eyes towards the quarterback. But as of right now, we're not doing that, right? We're not doing that. We got to bring extra guys to get pressure at this quarterback, especially this next week coming in with the Chargers, right? Because Drake May, sure. We gave him there was some time for him to find some open receivers. But if we give Justin Herbert that same amount of goddamn time in the pocket, well, we all know how that's going to go, right? We all know what time it is, bro. If we give Justin Herbert that same amount of passing time that Drake May had yesterday, that he's gonna pick us the fuck apart, right? And we can't really afford to blitz all the time because it's gonna leave us exposed. But that's the only way that we're really getting this pressure. So, I think it's a little concerning as far as the front four, right? Because we threw a lot of rotations and not one person was getting pressure besides Max for real. And the thing is, with Max, they're double teaming him over there. So that's what's going to happen, right? He's going, as good as a player he is, he'll break through a couple times of the double teams and all that because he's that good of a player. But it's not going to be all the time. I was concerned with Kuntz to start off that game in 3 quarters. 3 quarters, I was concerned because I know a lot of us, we're going to come out here feeling good, but I didn't hear Kuntz's name once in 3 quarters of football play yesterday. Will Campbell was doing that work. Now, he turned it on in the 4th quarter, and that's all we needed, right? That's all we needed for Kuntz to turn it on. Now, I hope he starts a little faster. That's all. I will want Kuntz to start a little bit faster in this next game. That's pretty much it. But we need a little bit more pressure. Now, I will put this on, right? The good. Because I want to highlight some players, bro. I want to highlight some players. Devin White played his ass off yesterday, bro. Again, the less I can see him in covers, the better I feel like he'll play. Devin White, as far as his run defense yesterday, his blitzing, it was superb. Superb. He did his goddamn thing yesterday, bro. So shout out to Devin White. Great game. Jamal Adams had a pretty good game as well yesterday. So give him on that. Jermaine, the linebackers did their goddamn thing, bro. I think all the linebackers played pretty well. Now, we lost and landed Roberts early. Hopefully he's good. I haven't heard anything yet, but hopefully the next thing I hear is that he's good because I would love his physicality going into Monday. But even let's keep it a beam, bro. Eichenberg stepped in. He wasn't terrible. Eichenberg stepped in. He was not bad, bro. He played adequate enough for us to remain okay. I'm not mad at what I saw from Eichenberg yesterday. It's good little flag plan and saying that he's developing nicely. So I'm good with that. I agree with this too. Why the hell was Kuntz dropping in the coverage? I do not know. I don't know. He is the last person I'm doing that with, bro. Get your linebackers to do that. None of that cute shit with him dropping back into coverage no more. That shit don't work. I'm with you there because he was an inactive yesterday, and I don't think he should be inactive no more. We got to find somebody. To get pressure. But yeah, Michael, right with you. Linebackers were elite. Yesterday, which, hey, we talked about it here on the channel all the time. Blunts and Breakdown. Shout out my guy Mike in the building, man. What's happening, bro? Appreciate you for being here. But yeah, man, like we talked about it a lot, bro. Linebackers have turned into one of the better units of the team, and it showed. Yesterday, that showed immediately. So happy for that. We got to give some love, bro, to I'll say it. I give some love to number 9, bro. Give some love to Tyree, man. I'm tough. I'm tough on Tyree. When it comes to him, I need to see what I'm expecting, right? I mean, we all want to see him do well, but I know our expectations are different when it varies from fan to fan. But yesterday, a sack, right? And it was a one-on-one sack, right? Oh, man. It's not no simulated pressure, bro. He actually beat the tackle for the pressure and sack. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. It was beautiful to see. Now, maybe we're asking too much to learn all these hand things and all this extra, because he even said it himself. I'm a power player. That's what I was at Texas Tech and all that. And if you're going to play in that, bro, play into a full strength. Play into a full degree. If that's the case, bro, then be a goddamn gorilla, bro. Be somebody who offensive linemen are going to know, if I don't bring my rocks in my pocket that day, this motherfucker's going to push me back, right? So if that's the case, bro, let's play full into it. Shout out Tyree, man. Had a good game, bro. I'm not, it's easy to come out here and nitpick on Tyree and all that, but I think it's important too, for as I know for me personally, as critical and as realistic as I try to be, it's important as well to point out the facts when they do well, right? And for him, I think that's very important. So shout out Tyree, man. He did his thing yesterday. Shout out Blue Kelly, bro. Blue Kelly surprised me to the upteenth degree yesterday. I mean, Blue Kelly, bro, played very well. That pass interference too was bullshit. That was a bullshit pass interference, man. I don't think he should have got that call. Tyree Shores. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think he should have got that call, bro. I think Blue Kelly was in perfect position. Now, maybe he didn't look back all the way, but I felt like he peeked back a tad on that long pass there. And that set them up with 3 points and shit before the half. If they didn't get that call, they get no points. They get no points going into the halftime. But the refs gave Kelly a bullshit call, which again, I don't think that was the right call. I think other than that, he played a very, very nice game. Very, very nice game. Now I know Butte had 106. But he had 103. Yeah, 6 receptions for 103. But at the same time, we always I put that more on Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham continues to play these corners 15, 20 yards back and all this extra until like the second half, until we finally figure out like, oh, yeah, maybe we do need to be playing a little bit more up on these receivers and things of that nature. So it's more scheme-wise why I think Butte had his 100 yards, to be honest. I don't think it was more corner-wise. Like, now I can understand if we're just watching every damn rep and he just getting killed one-on-one, right? And every route he's killing them. But no, I think that Blue Kelly yesterday played well. Stokes was all right. He was all right. He wasn't great, but he played well. Shout out Pops in the building, man. Appreciate you for being here. He said, taught you well, son. Call it like you see it. Give Tyree his props. Tyree's Pops' his guy, man. So he definitely, every time Tyree does something, man, we got to go ahead and give him his props. Shout out Terrence, man. Appreciate you for being here. Salute Rundown, Nation, and chat. Everyone hit that like button. 100%, bro. Appreciate you, family. Thank you for being here. Armand said, PIBS indeed. The receiver pushed off on his shoulder and held. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, bro. That was a bullshit call. I don't like that call at all. And if it's up to me, Blue Kelly continues to start. He continues to start. He did that well, where I don't think you need to take him out. Let's see what he does. Let's see if he continues to do well. So there's that, man. As far as the bad goes, man, and we'll kind of wrap it up here. But as far as the bad goes, bro, we are just gonna have to make peace with the fact that the nickel spot is going to be bad. The nickel spot is going to be bad, and they're going to take advantage of us in certain spots down the middle of the field. Right. I saw Darnay Holmes sparingly yesterday, and even so, he's missing tackles and getting cooked on certain routes. So it's like, okay, there's that. The one time they tried the Jeremy Chin experiment in the slot in the nickel, he got cooked for a touchdown. Right. They tried, bro. It's so funny. They came out here and told us everything about Jeremy Chin, which I do like Jeremy Chin. I thought he played pretty well yesterday, but they told us everything about him playing in the slot, right? The first goddamn play, they put Jeremy Chin in the slot. He gets cooked for a corner route in the end zone. And after that, I don't think I saw number 11 in the slot after that. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think they said, fuck that. We're not doing that no more. Which, hey, I can understand, but then we gotta think about this. He got replaced by Darnay Holmes, who is not much better. He is not much better. So we're just gonna be screwed there. It just is what it is, bro. I mean, we said it as a fan base. We said it, multiple months. This nickel spot is bad. They, as a coaching staff, this is where one of those things where everybody is like, hey, they know what they're doing. They're getting paid. We're not getting paid. You let them do their job. This is one of those things where I hate when that is said, right? This is an example on why I hate when certain fans say that. Well, you're not getting paid. The coaches have that job. It's their job to look at their roster and bolster that out. Who cares what we're saying? Blah, blah, blah. This is another example why I hate when motherfuckers say that. Because throughout the whole months and months and months, as fans, we're sitting here saying the nickel's bad, right? Like we need to sign a slot corner. But then here comes certain select one of y'all that just want to kiss ass because it's the Raiders. Hey, well, they know what they're doing. Maybe if they needed a slot, they're at practice every day. They should see it. First game, what are we saying? Our slots are terrible. So again, I don't fall into that whole shit where some fans are like, well, we're not getting paid to make these decisions. Well, then why the fuck am I watching the game? Why do I have this shit on if I shouldn't have an opinion on what I see? Right? So again, this is going to be frustrating because as a fan base, we all said the nickel spot is ass. It's bad. And yet here we are. Right? Here we are. We giving up goddamn 106 yards to Keyshawn Boutte. Right? Keyshawn Boutte. We giving up 106 yards. Hunter Henry had 66 yards. Even, and to a degree, bro, Stephon Diggs didn't even play that much. He did it. Like he was getting subbed in and out. And his ass still had 57 yards. Right? Like, I mean, and Stephon Diggs wasn't even the same Diggs I'm used to seeing yesterday. Shell of himself yesterday. And he still came away with 60 yards. Right? And that's the problem. And anybody that thinks Ladd McConkey ain't finna come out here and eat our sack lunches, tell you right now, dog. I'll tell you right now. Prepare yourselves. Monday night, I don't know who is going to be covering Ladd McConkey. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Now, Johnston, Kelly, Stokes, I can see that, right? They got the rookie and Trey Harris. Okay, right? Those can be covered. We can do something with that. Will Dissly, I'm confident in Pratt doing his thing against Dissly and all that extra. I feel like we're confident there. The only spot I'm looking at where I'm like, we ain't got no motherfucking body for that. We ain't got nobody from McConkey, bro. We don't. We do not. And he's gonna try to eat shit. He ate Kansas City alive, and they got McDuffie who can go in there and do the slot occasionally. We don't got that, so we'll see. We will see. I hope they get that right. But the only way to subside this is to get that pressure, man. If we get pressure on Justin Herbert, that helps because now he doesn't have all day to find somebody in the secondary. But we'll see. Ooh, Terrence. We talking about for 4 quarters too? I don't know, dog. I don't know about that one. Now, Jamal played well. He played well. But I like Jamal better when he's covering these tight ends. Like, if you tell me Jamal's covering Will Dissly, let's do it. Let's work, right? Let's work. You covering Najee Harris? You covering Omarion Hampton out the backfield? Let's work. We good. Now, Ladd McConkey's a different beast. That is a different beast. I don't know about that one. But Terrence, our defense under Graham will either always start slow and be better in the second half, or we will come out the gate ready to go. That's a fact, bro. And I don't like the inconsistency. Why do we have to play? Why do we have to start getting B2A, belt to ass, for us to understand, like, you know what? Yeah, maybe we do got to play a little bit farther up. I don't understand. Got to show love to Pratt for batting down the Drake May pass and chasing him down for the tackle. Pratt played his ass off, man. That all the linebackers played their ass off. So I'm very happy for that. There's going to have to be some sort of triangle zone defense around McConkey. Big fact, because he's the only guy that really scares me. He's scared. Like, I know Johnston had his 2 touchdowns the other week, but I still don't, not scared of that, right? McConkey though, that's the one. So that's kind of the rundown. Let's bring it all down. Nice little silver and black bow, man. Let's go ahead and tie it all in together. Now, appreciate everybody for being here. Make sure you guys are hitting those buttons, those like buttons, that subscribe button if it's your first time here, man. Appreciate y'all. A little morning live, and we're gonna be doing this after every game, right? 10 o'clock Pacific time. If it's a Monday, if it's next week, we'll be doing it Tuesday, 10 o'clock Pacific time, because we play on Monday. So make sure you guys tap in after every game. I'm giving you the rundown on what went down. So let's go ahead and put on a nice little silver and black bow on it. Get ready to get on up out of here, man. So the winning rundown, the rundown of it, right? Versus the Patriots. Raiders win 2013, right? So we get the dub. We are 1-0. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. 1-0. This is how we needed to start the season, because if we didn't win this game, now we're having question marks about the next 2 weeks and the teams we play, right? So this was good. Big thing of it. Run defense was excellent on the defensive side of the ball. Run defense was excellent. We did our thing. We made them one-dimensional. Pass defense needs to get a tad better as far as getting pressure on the quarterback, getting more into these passing lanes. Now, that's more on the coaching staff. They like to play this off coverage and shit. So be it, right? But we got to get a little bit more physical there. Tackling, sure up the tackling a little bit more, but it wasn't terrible to start off the week one. So there are some things to clean up, but defensive-wise, again, it's nitpicking. They only scored 13 points. So we did our thing defensively. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, we know what time it is. 362 is great. But to ask Geno to do that every week and throwing 34 passes a game every week is not sustainable success. It's not. We need to be able to get something on the ground from our 6th overall pick, right? We need to get something on the ground. 19 for 38 is not going to cut it. 2 yards receiving, not going to cut it. We need more than that come Monday. So I want to see that improve. Offensive line-wise, pass blocking, they're okay. They're all right. I give them like a C-C, a solid C for their pass blocking. Their run blocking is at a D- right now. They are bad as far as run blocking, and it concerns me because our young star was one of the worst ones in JPJ yesterday. He's the one we look to and say he's the future, right? And he was bad, so he needs to shore it up. Parham, right? It's year 4, dog. Say what you want. He's on the shit list for me. So we got to get better there. Colton does what he does. Thank God we re-signed Colton, right? So does what he does. DJ Glaze was okay, but can still be better. All in all, is a C- production from the offensive line. C- at best. So they need to be better. That is that. Not much to say about Geno. Geno does what he does. We talked about the interception already. If he can continue to play like that, Raiders will win some games. Receiver-wise, Brock Bowers, animal. Michael Mayer, animal. Thank God, he's still here. He's still putting in that work. Glad to see him doing his thing. Dante Thornton, love to see it from him, right? Continue to work. Put him in them good positions. Trey Tucker, touchdown. That's what the hell I'm talking about. Who else we got? Jacoby. Pay that man. There's nothing else to say. I don't have to talk about the performance. Pay him. Stop fucking around. Spy Tech. Pete. Mark. Tom. Right? All of y'all. Stop fucking around with them type of players, bro. That does not send a good message to fan base, to locker room. When you're seeing a player do what Jacoby Myers is doing in the midst of contract disputes, it does not send good messages to us that we're really investing in the players that want to be here and want to put in the work. So let's stop fucking around with them type of players, bro, and give him his bread. Jacoby deserves that. So let's give him that. So he did his thing. More Besh. Let's see more of Besh. But all in all, to put it all into it, the reasoning, I think we won this game really solely, in the rundown of it, this coaching staff, bro. This coaching staff, I believe, is the main crux and reason we won. Why? You saw the adjustments. Finally, we are coming out here as a fan base and we're talking about our coaching staff making adjustments. Thank you. Right? I mean, how many years in a row do we watch and we look and we're like, God damn, the staff went in there and they must have been playing fucking Tetris or Jenga or some shit because they weren't making adjustments, right? These motherfuckers must have been in there and turned on the PS5 last year. They turned on the Xbox and just said, okay, it's time to go back out there. All right, let's go. That's what they did. Because most of the times, bro, when we're watching Raider games, they came out and they're doing the same exact thing that they were doing in the first half. And we all saw, well, this ain't working, right? But we're still doing it. It's a problem, bro. That was a problem. And I think now we saw adjustments. We saw things being changed and moved. And now we can say, like, I think personally, we won that game because of that. Defensively, offensively, adjustments were made. We came back out, did our thing. So I was happy to see that. And I think that is the main reason why we won. So 2013, man, we get our dub, first dub of the year. Next week, y'all know what it is, bro. Make sure y'all tune in Wednesday. We are going to be doing our injury report and talking about the Chargers, right? So tune in Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific time. We're going to be doing our first little installment for the Chargers. And then, of course, Thursday for Blunts and Breakdowns, we have Charger film, right? We got film that we're going to be watching. So it's going to be a good one. So make sure you guys are tapping in with all of that. Regularly scheduled programming to end the show off. Make sure you guys are hitting the sub button. Make sure you're hitting that like button. If you're not subscribed and you're feeling what you're hearing, make sure you subscribe, right? We saw Geno Smith and the way he played. You're going to want you a Geno jersey, man. So make sure you tap in with all that, giving away a Geno jersey as soon as we hit that 3K, man. So appreciate everybody that is here. Was a very dope show, of course, man. Like I said, we're going to be doing this every post game or after the game, the day after, right? So make sure you guys tune in. After every game, you're going to be seeing rundown. We're going to be giving you the rundown on what went down in the game, man. So let's see. Terrence said, after how Stokes' chin play yesterday, I'm guessing Jamal would be Lad's assignment. Yeah. Yeah, they were bad. I ain't gonna care. They were bad. You put Stokes on Johnson, he might cook the Raiders again like he did D-Cam. We're not confident in Stokes at all, huh? Well, shit, put Kelly on him then. That's the case. Put Kelly on Johnson. Oh, did he? I'm going to watch. Pete just finished his presser. Keep it mysterious about Bowers, but just holding cards close to the chest. Brock is okay. There's a fact. I heard yesterday that Brock could have went in and could have played again, but they said no, which ultimately very smart. The way the game was going, I don't think Brock needed to be back in there, and this is why you have Mayer to do what he did. So it's smart, man. We need him for Monday anyway, so I don't need to see him. We need to draft a top right tackle next draft. I'm with you, Mike. I'm also on the train. I said it to Pops yesterday, bro. I'm damn near already in September. Find me an edge rusher and find me a D tackle in this next draft, bro. I'm already on that. I'm not even gonna cap. That's probably what this channel is going to turn into once the draft season hits. We gonna find us an edge rusher and a D tackle come the spring, because that's what it's looking like right now. We always had the athletes, but now no more MCD calculus math for our offense, and no more dink and dunk Gruden phone book playbook crap. Pete and Chip are it. Facts. That's great. And appreciate you, Kevin. Appreciate you, SoCal, as always, man. So appreciate everybody, man. It was a great show today, man. Always a banger, man. Always something that we can go ahead and go on here and talk a little bit, man. Love to talk ball with some of my guys, man. See what y'all saw, see what we felt. But that is today's show, ladies and gents. You might see me a little bit later. Who knows? We might have another show as far as Turf and Rundown, but I think Turf's still out. So if not, you will see me on Wednesday, right? You will see me on Wednesday for the rundown, and we're going to be talking about the Chargers. We're going to be breaking it down then. But until then, y'all already know what it is. Y'all see my boy Mike, man. Make sure you guys hitting them buttons. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and y'all know what I say every time before I get on out of here, man. We keep it authentic. Hold up. Make sure this is right. I just got a text right here. Okay. I had to make sure this is right. My bad. But y'all know what it is, man. Well, you know what we say every time, man. We keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown. Y'all see me on Wednesday. Y'all might see me later today, but until then, we want to know. So I'm feeling good. And y'all know what it is, bro. Raiders! Peace. See y'all next time.